Hey, I am Raf, and I'm here to just record, I guess, a little bit of my journey figuring out that I'm a trans man. Growing up in the Philippines, in such a conservative country, I had barely any access to any education about trans stuff. I was 18 and unsafely binding with everything they tell you not to bind with. Like I was using ace bandages, I was using masking tape. I liked the silhouette my body had when I was doing that. I liked when ordering food they would call me sir. It felt right. I didn't know what that meant at the time. I thought it was just fun thing to do, I guess. I eventually stopped because I could not breathe. For most of my life, I thought I was okay with settling for being a butch slash gender non-conforming person. I kind of just repressed so much of it, and it just it was fine.
It wasn't until I had actually moved out of the Philippines and come to Canada, and it wasn't until I had like a community around me where I felt supported and safe that I was able to finally come to terms with my gender identity and take the steps to seek out gender affirming care and just become myself.
I don't have to settle for being okay with my chest, with my voice, and I can actually take the steps safely to change that and align my body with how I've always felt without really knowing what that meant. I just started on androgel. I felt so much excitement and a little bit of nervousness. It is 1 week on T for me, and the first thing that I have noticed is that my appetite has increased and having a lot of body slash weight issues. In my head, I'm thinking fat distribution is gonna start happening, and my hips and my butt and a little bit of this is going to travel to my gut. I need to make space for that fat to go.
My weight was a huge source of grief for me. Even now, it's something that still does rear its ugly head. And early in my transition, even before transitioning, a lot of my approaches to weight loss and fitness had been from a place of self-hate. I wanted to punish my body because I hated it so much and I needed it to suffer for it to change. And that just wasn't working out.
Week 3 also had my weight still continuing to fluctuate. I didn't really like that. What was making it easier for me to accept my face starting to bloat was that muscle definition was starting. And so for week 8, I felt like my face were starting to bloat out more. So I'm just telling myself that after surgery, after I've recovered, I can just work out and do stuff without feeling conscious about the bounciness.
Running without the bounce is great, but I still really hate running. I'm 1 year into my testosterone journey and 10 months post-op, and I love working out. My workout days are my favorite days, and I work out now 4 times a week. It makes me feel so much more in tune with my body, and it's helped me foster this love for it where I don't do this to punish myself. I now do it because I love my body and I want to take care of it and I want to make it strong and I want to make it badass. Early transition is honestly the hardest part when it comes to managing your weight, because that's when your appetite's a mess. That's when your hormones are out of whack. Your body just doesn't know what it's doing. Just started to not worry so much about the weight, not worry so much about how much my gut was protruding, because other things were happening. I was starting to gain muscle mass. I was starting to get a deeper voice.
I'm 3 months on T, and some people mentioned their weight distribution was starting to happen at this month. I noticed that tends to be people who are thinner. For myself, I've been getting more of a beer belly kind of situation, and I do feel my hips have thinned out a little bit.
In those early months, it doesn't matter that much. It's gonna be fluctuations in everything.
I'm 4 months on T, and my voice is definitely getting deeper. My face is less bloated. I had a really pear-shaped body pre-T. A good chunk of the weight I carried in my hips, and my butt has traveled a bit more to my beer belly situation, which is pretty cool. And I've been feeling pretty good with the progress I've been making with working out and working on shrinking this belly a little bit. So I'm feeling pretty positive.
I'm 7 months on T, 4.5 months post-op. My shoulders are getting bigger, and while I do think testosterone is a big factor behind it, it's worth mentioning I've been working out fairly regularly, 3 times a week, and I focus a lot of my workouts on my shoulders, my back, my upper body in general, and I do a little bit of leg as well. Also, I just discovered that shin muscles are a thing, and I don't know if I had these before. Look at that. Not sure if my voice has dropped further this month. I always feel like it just drops a little bit each time, and I kind of just don't really notice. I'm 10 months on T, 7.5 months post-op, and my uterus and I are still not on good terms with each other, and so I have opted to bite the bullet and switch from the gel to the shots. My period still hasn't gone away. My levels are still kind of inconsistent for some reason. That's a factor as well. I guess we'll see eventually. I think my face is continuing to change shape, and I feel like I'm getting a lot less cheek and a lot more cheekbone and a lot more jaw, and it's a nice feeling. Body fat distribution is pretty cool. I feel like my shoulders, back, chest, they're like a lot wider now. Now into lower body, my hips and my butt continuing to get smaller. Loving that. Additionally, my legs have been getting more toned in general, so getting calf muscles to complement the shin muscles. So it's been a year on T, and it's been wild. The last few months even, like, I've made more progress on my facial hair. I did shave recently just to see how long it would take to grow back, and even now, like, I feel like my jaw continues to change, my face shape continues to change, and my voice probably will continue to change for a little bit more still. And of course, on top of how much I've been getting into working out and like body fat redistribution, my shoulders and my back have been just getting really big and muscular, and it feels so good. Like, my back is swole and I'm pretty happy about it. Part of it is testosterone, yeah, but also I'm pretty sure a lot of it is also just the hard work I've been putting into taking care of myself more and pushing myself further and building and maintaining a consistent routine towards the body I want. Honestly, aside from the big changes of like my voice and body fat and stuff like that, a very big emotional change has been my confidence and how much more at home I feel in my body. And when I think about like 17-year-old me, like, he wouldn't have even imagined this, would not have been able to fathom who I am now, who I am today, and I'm glad I stuck around to be me. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to everyone who's helped me get here and all the support I've gotten from my community around me in person and even like online. I hope we continue to build something together, and I hope to continue to document my transition and share the things I learned, resources I discover. And if you want to see more of the old videos from documenting my transition, check out my playlist. And if you want to see more, like, subscribe maybe. Thanks for being here, and thanks for watching me fumble over what to say and like try to put this together. Bye.